Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fatima Zahra binti Azlan, and today I will be presenting a topic on sociocultural diversity in Malaysian school. This is a highly relevant issue in our multicultural country, where schools serve as a microscope in our society. So we will look into three key areas. The first one is the factor affecting social cultural diversity, and then number two, the inequality that arise from this factor, and then number three, the crucial role of teacher in fostering inclusivity. So before we begin, I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever witnessed or experienced a situation where students were treated differently because of their race, language, or background? Right. So this topic is not just theoretical. It impact real student, real school, and also real future. So let's dive into the discussion. What is social cultural diversity? Social cultural diversity is a different refers to the different races, language, religion, social structure, belief, and also custom that exist within a society. The important is it strengthens cultural understanding, it prepares students for multicultural society, and also it reduces prejudice and discrimination within the society itself. Okay. In Malaysia, this diversity is especially pronounced due to our multi-stream education system, which consists of SK, Malay medium school, and then we have SJKC, Chinese medium school, and also SJKT, Tamil medium school. Okay, while this system preserve cultural heritage, it also limit interaction between different ethnic groups. So let's consider this. How often do students from SJKC and SK school collaborate with each other? The answer is very rare, right? Okay. So this is just one example of how social cultural diversity can lead to inequality and discrimination. Now, let's take a look at the main factor that shape social cultural diversity in Malaysia's school. So this include number one, race and ethnicity, number two, language, number three, religion, four, social structure, and also number five, belief and cultural norm. Let's start with the first one, which is race and ethnicity. So the segregation of students into different types of school, it can limit to cross-cultural interaction. Example, in many SJKC school, in many SJKC school, the 99% of students are Chinese, whereas in SJKT, the majority are Indian students. So this leads to racial silos, where students grow up without real friendship outside their ethnic group. Number two, we have language barrier. So Bahasa Melayu is our national language, but many SJKC and SJKT students um, often struggle with fluency in Bahasa Melayu. So this affect their ability to transition into higher education and employment in Malaysia itself. Okay, example, in 2018, a study showed that 41% of SJKT students fail Bahasa Melayu in UPSR, so making it difficult for them to enroll into government secondary school. Next, we have religion. Okay, so there are issues of religious sensitivities happen in our country. Okay, for example, in 2013, a school in Johor faced backlash when non-Muslim students were told to eat their lunch in a restroom during Ramadan. Okay, this is to accommodate fasting Muslim students. So because of this incident, it sparked outrage, um, because it highlights the lack of cultural sensitivity and respect for diversity in school. Then number four, we have social structure. Here, wealthier students they have better access to better tuition, technology, and elite school. So this somehow widening the education gap. Okay, last but not least, belief and cultural norm. Okay, some schools often impose dress code or cultural norm that may not be inclusive towards everyone. So, example we have in 2018, a female student was not allowed to wear the bindi, the Hindu symbol, to school because why? Because of the cultural belief or because of the belief. Okay, so this caused a debate on religious freedom in public school. So with all these examples that I have explained, this illustrate how diversity can lead to inclusion if it's not handled properly. Now let's examine the inequality that arise due to social cultural diversity in Malaysia school. Okay, the issues. Okay, number one, we have language barrier. So many SJKC and SJKT students they struggle with Bahasa Melayu, so this impact affect their academic performance. Okay, um, that's a case happened a student in Penang scored well in all subjects but then was denied entry into a national secondary school due to weak proficiency. Okay. Number two, we have teacher's treatment or teacher's bias. So teacher may unknowingly favor certain student due to cultural biases. Example, we have case in 2021, a teacher in Kelantan made racist remark toward orang asli student and reinforcing stereotypes. Okay. Number three, we have gender and race inequality. So, example, in 2019, a school in Kelang separates students based on race for group work. So, this sparked debate on racial discrimination. Next, we have academic inequality. Okay, rural versus urban divide. So urban students in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, they have better facility and resources compared to rural school in Sabah and Sarawak, and this cause a significant performance gap. Okay, example, SPM result consistently show that consistently show a lower score in rural school due to lack of trained teachers and funding. Okay. Number two, school disparity. Okay, in 2020, there was a national debate about government scholarship favoring Bumi Putra student, even when non-Bumi Putra student even when non-Bumi Putra students have higher academic score. So all these cases highlight how race, language, and socio-economic status impact um, educational opportunities. This lead to the next slide, the role of teacher. Okay, teacher can play an essential role in promoting inclusivity and fairness. This responsibility include number one, we have personal role. So teacher must counter all stereotypes and ensure that all students feel valued and respected in the classroom. Okay. Number two, we have professional role. So in this part, incorporating multicultural education in lesson plan. Okay, teacher also needs to ensure fair discipline and also fair grading regardless of a student's background. And last but not least, practice and behavior. Encouraging work group across ethnic lines to foster unity. Example, a school in Selangor introduced buddy system pairing from different races. So this can improve social cohesion. Okay. Teacher must be trained in cultural sensitivity to create an inclusive classroom, which is why we have this course taught in IPG. Next, move on to solution and recommendation. What can be done to improve social cultural diversity in school? Number one, implement intercultural activity. So how? Schools should host cross-culture festival and exchange program to promote and also encourage interaction between different races. Okay. Number two, improve teachers training. Okay, make it mandatory for teachers to undergo cultural competency for workshop. Okay, this help teacher to understand different culture, different stereotype, different background of their students. Number three, revise language policy. Okay, support non-Malay speaker in mastering Bahasa Melayu without marginalizing their national language. Offer them extra BM classes for students from non-Malay background. Okay, number four, we have increased funding for rural school. So government should allocate more resources to school in Sabah and Sarawak. This is to reduce disparity. Last but not least, fairer scholarship policy. Okay, instead of giving scholarship based on race, we need to ensure that it is merit based financial aid distribution. So by implementing these changes, school can become a place where diversity is celebrated rather than a source of division. Next, last but not least, we have the conclusion. To conclude, social cultural diversity in Malaysia school is both a challenge and opportunity. If we manage it well, it can foster understanding, inclusivity, and also national unity. However, if we neglect, it can lead to discrimination and also academic inequality. So we must strive for a balanced education system that values all culture equally. Here, um, teachers, policymakers, and society as a whole have a huge responsibility to ensure that education unites rather than divide us. Okay, so thank you for your time. I now that's it from me. I hope you have a better understanding of how social cultural diversity, the issue, and also the challenges, and how to solve this problem much better. Okay, that's it from me. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.